Yellow, welcome back to another episode of The Assembly Line. Today is September 19th, 2025, and I did some reflection. I didn't like how I came at Kyle for his take about Jared Goff and Jake Bates. So I apologize for that, and from now on, I'm going to be nicer to you guys, and I'm going to be harsher to my teams because normally I'm on the fence with them. Like normally I'm like I give them the benefit of the doubt. I always like see the best. Um, Scott Harris.
I
What is it?
normally do
Scott
too.
Harris.
Like,
He um, didn't make any moves for the Tigers at the deadline. I'm like, like you trust the process. It's fine. Like he's got a plan, and you know, Michigan State
yeah,
on the fence. Like, oh, is Jonathan Smith the guy? Well, I I always give him the benefit of the doubt. You need more time. You need more time. But I think I'm going to start flipping a switch because I'm tired of this bullshit that's been going on with the Tigers, with all my teams. But we're going to start with the Detroit Tigers. We're recording this on Thursday. They just got swept by the Guardians. Their lead in the division is now 3.5. Their magic number is the same as it was when we last recorded. It's still 7. We have 9 games left. The Guardians can't lose, so we have to win like 9 games or 7 games. I mean, we do have 3 against them, but just to, I mean, I have this. I'll read the scores, but I mean, we lost 7-5, 4-0, 3-1. Just a pitiful performance by everybody. Terrible decisions in the first game. Base running was absolutely horrible. Second game couldn't get a hit. Third game couldn't get a hit. So they. I thought they knew what they were doing, but not doing something at the trade deadline to get a bat. Our pitching has finally been decent. They couldn't get a hit, and it's been that way for a while. They had a chance to make moves, they didn't make move, and you can say that one. Who was the guy? Was it? Is it the Nailer? Who's the Nailer guy? He was on.
Josh,
He was on. He was on.
Josh Naylor,
Yeah, he was on
Arizona
Arizona. Then he's on the Mariners, right?
Mariners,
And what's the other guy that we always talked about?
Eugenio Suarez,
Yeah,
Mariners.
I don't think either of them have been. At least at one point, they weren't hitting well after the All Star break. But at least you made a move. At least you tried to do something. Just sitting around with your hands in your
You know what?
pockets, it's just pointless, man. It just sucks. I mean, we're about to blow. We're about to have one of the most pathetic collapses ever. You can say the Twins was bad. The Twins weren't winning their division by 10.5 games. That was a wild card spot. We're about to blow the division to a team that we had like a 13.5 point or division lead on, and we're about to blow it to them. It's just pitiful. And you know what? They could win the next 9. And I still won't believe that they can win in the playoffs. That's my rant to open it up. Now I'll let you guys get a word in.
Yeah, shit, because we finished with Atlanta at home and then on the road against Cleveland and on the road against Boston.
Yeah, find me
Like,
3 wins.
they're dead.
Spent so much time
That was
watching this
just
team just for this collapse at the end.
absolutely, yeah, just pitiful. Can't get timely hits.
Can't
Don't have
get a
anybody
hit.
that can't get timely hits. Can't even, yeah, well, if it's not Kerry Carpenter hitting a home run against the Indians, nobody's really getting a timely hit when they absolutely have to have it when they're down.
Or maybe, when there's one out and a guy on first and the guy hits one down the line, but it's some slow guy running, maybe don't send him home. Maybe have second and third with one out and hope someone can put it in play instead of getting thrown out when there's still a third of the baseline to go.
That's all there is hope that you can run, you can get them in
Yeah,
because
no,
I
kind
mean,
of.
if you have the opportunity to maybe get a run across, you got to take it.
No, I
But it
know. I
just
mean,
didn't work out,
it
and it
goes both
sucks.
ways, but I mean, he was the play I'm talking about was in the first game. He was dead to rights. It wasn't even close to being a play at the like, he was so far out, and it's hard to sit here and say you can't get a hit, and then I'm like, well, expect them to get a hit. But it's like second and third with one out. Like you got it. Someone's got to put up. Like you got to have the guy put the ball in play. You got to have that confidence. But I don't know. It's just, I don't like to blame the players, but I mean, you have Riley Green. I think it was a righty on lefty matchup. He had 2 strikes on him. He swung at a ball that was going at him. If he didn't swing at the pitch, it would have hit him. Tell me how you do that as a right-handed batter. Or a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter. Like the balls, you don't have a one that curves the other way like that drastically. If it's lefty on lefty and you see a curveball, I get it. Like sometimes you think curves get curve, it doesn't. But
at the same time, like it curves into you though if you're a lefty with a righty pitcher.
Like if he saw,
that's
like
what I'm saying.
Looking fastball, and then
if
it slides in or something.
If
like
it's a
that
fastball,
inside,
the ball was going to hit you. If it's a curveball, it's going to go behind you. Like if you saw what I'm talking about,
started right at.
Dude,
no, I didn't.
It was one of the worst swings I've ever seen. It was for a strike 3. It would have hit him. Oh my God, it's just they just can't do anything, man. I mean, you get a guy on, they can't do anything. Pitchers come up big. I mean, Flaherty gave up like 1 run. He had the bases low. He had to let off like a single, a double. And then later in the inning, he had a bases load, and he ended up getting out of it. It's like these pitchers are pitching their tail off, and you guys can't come through with the freaking run. It's just, I didn't say it at the time, but I thought it. But you're going to look at those Yankee games, and we had the 12 and 11 runs. That wasn't because we were hitting the ball. That was because they couldn't pitch a strike. They would walk 2 batters, and the next hitter would be like, he's got to throw me a fastball down the middle. So then they hit the ball. But if you ever get down, if they are pitching strikes, I don't know. Then Riley Green comes up again. He swings at 2 curveballs in the dirt. First 2 pitches of an at bat. Like, dude, if it's like, what are we doing? I get if it's strike 3 because you got to protect the plate and maybe you don't see the curve or slider or sinker, whatever the hell would change up. But I don't know. It's just pitiful. They're ruining my mood, and it's about time I just give up on them for the year.
So there's 14 hitters on the team in the last 7 days. I want to make sure I get this number right. 8 are batting 136 or lower.
How many are batting 270 or higher?
The rest. Well, all but
270.
270. Yeah.
In the last 10 days?
The last 7.
You have that many hitters batting 270?
Ibanez batting 333, Carpenter 316, Torque 308, Colt Keith 278, Parker Meadows 273. So 5. And then Dingler is at 238. The rest of them are under 150.
Torque has been hitting the ball well. Carp's been okay, I guess.
Take out 4 without 4 of them no hits. Gleyber Torres and Wenzel Perez are batting under 100 at .098.
Gleyber really is falling off.
Gleyber having a bad time to have a slump. He's normally Mr. Consistent for us.
Just pitiful.
Got 2 hits. 2 for 6, it looks like. No, 2 for 21. My bad. 2 for 21 in the last 6 games.
Gleyber?
Just an all-time. It's just shit show going on over there. I don't know what else to say.
It's gut check time, especially with these last 9 games. These last,
you know what it is?
These caliber teams that they're having, and so Bo Bichette's even hurt. He's done for the rest of the year, and they can't even capitalize on that.
I think you, Kyle, were you said this when they were in the slump. You don't want them to try too hard to get out of it. I feel like right now
They have to.
No. They're gonna try too hard, and it's gonna get worse. Like they're not gonna get out of it
Oh,
because they're gonna be like, we have to get out of this, and they're just not. Like baseball is not a game where like you just like try harder
flip a
and
switch.
it's different. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I will. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I was gonna say I'm gonna boycott if they don't make the playoffs or something. That I'm gonna boycott them next year unless they like re-sign Scooble and sign some huge bat or something. But I don't know. It's just so bad. I can't believe it. I mean, it's
You
just
know what this is?
what?
It's Kevin walking into the office and just dropping his chili everywhere.
Yeah, literally
Exactly what it is.
best chili they were
You
ever
had this
gonna have.
beautiful season,
Yep.
and then you get towards the end where you're wanting to go, and then there it all goes.
Yep.
Piss it away.
I mean, it just goes back to, I know we kind of switching gears, just like every sport, you know. Stevie Y gave a press conference and he basically said nothing. Like people are like, do you feel pressure to get in the playoffs? And he basically said no. It's like what he kind of alluded to was like, I'm trying to build a championship team, not a playoff team, but that's not like what he said. And it's just like these are the
Scott Harris wants to bring a playoff team, not a championship team, and he can't even fucking get to the playoffs. It seems like.
I think if he was,
We're still
I
at
don't
98%.
either way.
I know we'll probably still make the playoffs, but at the same time, it's like
You have the
have
Either
division
way.
in your hand.
I mean, you
if
go
they
back.
don't win the division, it's definitely a disappointment.
If you go back to, I mean, even the Pistons, like in the offseason, like they might be the team that was okay to do this because they're so young and they have like guys, but like none of these at the trade deadline, the Tigers did nothing. The Wings did absolutely nothing in the offseason. The Pistons didn't do anything in the offseason. So it's just like,
Pistons. Pistons signed a lot of shooting.
Yeah, they did some, but it's not like those guys are huge upgrades from what we had, is what I mean. And basketball's a little harder because there's salary caps and like people really aren't leaving. Like you're not having.
There's not a lot of like
nonprofits
to like have endorsement deals with either.
Yeah,
to get like some big signings too. So
that and like you kind of have to build your team around the Duncan Robinsons those are the guys you have to get to like you're not getting a Cade Cunningham and like you're not getting the big guys. You have to like have those guys and then bring in the Duncans and the Karis LeVert that like fit your team to like take it over the edge. But just in general, like they did make signings, but like they didn't make a huge splash, and it's just the Lions didn't do it in their offseason either. It's just Michigan State can't get a frickin' anybody to come to Michigan State. It's just annoying. It's just every team I root for. It's just they just sit with their hands in their pockets and do absolutely nothing. And it took today the breaking point.
Would you rather flirt with the
because
rules
we did. What, dude? I've said this. If Michigan State cheated and we won the national championship, I wouldn't like. I probably wouldn't care. I don't like you want like you're never gonna take that feeling of winning away, like for the players and for the fans. Like, yeah, you can take it away from the record books, but you'll know that you were the best team or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just today. Well, it was really the last 3 days of how bad the Tigers were. And I heard a radio show and
how do you not like? You can't get like. Losing 2 out of 3, like whatever, like they gained a game on you, but
you're down to 5 games.
Losing three, that's they gained 3 games on you in the whole series now instead of just one. If you would have just like won a game,
they just need to win one to win the season series. The Guardians do, and then we lose our half game.
Yeah,
it's
look, I mean they got to make the playoffs. I don't know. But all right, it's enough Tiger talk. It's just they're not even worth it. We shouldn't even spend this much. I mean, some of it wasn't directly Tigers, but spent too much time on this. Well, we'll get you hopefully hype. We're gonna switch over to the University of Michigan. College football
college.
talk. Yep. Like
Yeah,
we always do.
some
Just
big games for
yep.
our Michigan teams.
Chronicle
Road games.
chronological
Chronological.
order from whatever, however it's listed on the sports
Game
books, and
time.
then obviously the Lions don't play till Monday. But so we got Michigan at Nebraska, September 20th, 3:30 p.m. Michigan is a 2.5 point favorite right now, and obviously we'll. You know what? I'll start. I think some of it's recency, just because Michigan looks so good. Okay, actually, clerical clarification. Sharon Moore was not allowed in the building this week. Once
Yep.
on Friday night before the CMU game until Saturday night after the Nebraska game, he is
midnight. 11:59.
yeah, he's not he was not allowed. But after the way Michigan looked, I kind of
Does that
have to
mean he
start.
can't talk to
Correct.
anybody, like
Yeah.
any of the coaches and
Yep.
stuff? Okay.
Yep. It was different than Harbaugh's first. I think they changed the rule or something. But
Okay. So he got a
yeah.
week off.
Yeah.
Nebraska's
How the
that
hell do you not
team.
talk to anybody? I don't know how you would do that. Like if I was a
Nebraska's
coach and like I got suspended, I don't know how I would be
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like I can't, like it's like you think of something, you're like, oh, what if we do this, and you can't
Yeah.
say
Yeah, that's the
anything
thing. I don't
to
know how
anybody.
much.
So
Yeah.
it's like unless you go like, hey wife, go tell Biff Poggi
Yeah.
that maybe we should do this. I'm sure there's ways around it. But like just like you
100%.
can't come from your number or whatever to them,
Yeah.
like or whatever. So
But
just a secret meetup like at a coffee shop. Anyways. Yeah.
Nebraska's that team that everybody thinks is out. Like, they're like, oh, they might be able to do it. They might be able to do it. Well, Michigan's shown us time and time again that not somehow, but even last year, like they got up for some of these big games that they'd end up losing. I mean, they beat USC last year. They beat Ohio State, obviously. But I think Michigan's going to get up. They spin zone it all the time about like they're going to come out and say like, do this for Sharon Moore. Like when Harbaugh when like Harbaugh died. But I think Michigan's just a better team. Nebraska's just Nebraska Dylan Raiola like
I remember that.
Yeah, he everybody says he's like the next big thing, and I don't know. Like they gotta prove it before I'll believe in him. I think the way Michigan played last week, Bryce Underwood's probably better than Raiola right now. Maybe some of that has to do with the team around him, but I don't know. I think Bryce Underwood can do it, and to have the running back in Justin, whatever his name is, Haynes.
Justice.
I think he's gonna be.
Haynes.
It's hard to say he's gonna be the difference maker when he's probably the best talent on the field. But I think he's gonna. If he can run really well, which I think he can, it's gonna open up everything. I think Michigan wins. But I'll go to you, Kyle, with your thoughts.
Well, we can go Ben first.
All right, Ben.
I think it's interesting that the two quarterbacks in this game are the last two number one quarterbacks. I think it's kind of cool to see.
In the classes, yeah.
Yeah.
They were.
So it'll be interesting to see, can Dylan Raiola show that he he's the number one from his class, and then obviously Bryce Underwood from this last class. I don't know. I think it could be a defensive battle, personally. Two young quarterbacks, two good defenses. Then you have Matt Rule in his third year, which is when he always turns around his teams. I expect it to be a close game.
They did play Cincinnati close, and people didn't think that was a good win. But Cincinnati might be better than people thought, so it might have played out a little bit better.
And it was at a neutral field.
Yeah, I mean it was
Kansas
home.
City.
It was similar to like Lion or the Michigan State going to the Ford Field in a way. But,
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't won there yet, so.
That's not because that's because
You're also not playing Cincinnati level talent. You're
no,
probably more of the
Cincinnati's decent
Cincinnati's.
though.
I'm saying you're probably more of the
Of the
Cincinnati
Cincinnati
compared
in the
to
scenario.
We
when you
played
play
Maryland,
Penn
I think
State
there,
every time.
or maybe no.
That's this year. We played
Yeah.
Penn State
You played
Yeah.
Penn State twice, I think, right? And got
just once.
oh, it was just once.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah. And then we played our last game home.
Oh yeah,
And we're
because
going back there this
yeah,
year.
right. Okay. All right, Kyle.
Last game of the year.
What do you got on this
Yeah,
game?
I like everything. Like we'll say like. See, I'm not the way I look at like some of these games and everything. It's not like I don't get trying caught up and like try and like hype Michigan up and like think
Yeah.
they're like so much better because of the game that they had against Central Michigan, or like in years past where it was just like Michigan's not fancy. They're just gonna bully you, and they're gonna like. I think Joel Klatt had the anaconda snake like analogy with them, where they're just gonna like put you to sleep, and especially in the second half. I don't think like those years. I'm like, yeah, like I'm not worried. They'll be able to handle business. This year, like it's like you want to get hype, but at the same time, you want to like keep yourself grounded with the expectations because it is a true freshman going into another hostile environment on the road. And from some of the things that I heard or have been talked about especially the game against Oklahoma, was that some of the missed assignments and stuff like happened to do with that had to do with not hearing the whole play call in the huddle and not knowing, kind of like a lot of like the road atmosphere type stuff kind of got in the way. Is that going to be fixed for this? Like, are they going to be able, like, does that experience that they had be like, okay, shit, like, okay, now I know what to expect. Now I know what I have to do better to be able to communicate on the road in these types of environment. I hope to God that's the case. You learn from it, you move forward, because like, no problem at home calling plays and everything, but on the road we'll see what it's like. Hope it's handleable, and the communication is all there. Um, Nebraska offensively, I think like Rayola is like throwing the ball like 76% completion rate, pretty high completion rate. I think they do a lot of like short passes and stuff. So I don't
Yeah.
know how effective Michigan's rush defense is gonna be, but they're gonna have to capitalize on the 3-step drops rather than like the quick 1-step because well, I'll say we'll say 5-step drops. They have to capitalize on the 5-step drop plays because typically through a shotgun is going to be a 3-step drop, but then under center it's a 5. But in shotgun they're going to be like a 1-step, boom, good, go. So it's good. They're going to have to like their corners are going to have to play tight and good, but then also be able to be ready for that double move over top. I don't know much about Nebraska's run game. I don't think it's that stout. Um,
I mean, it's hard to tell. I
Michigan's
mean, they
defense.
played.
Yeah, I know. They played Akron and an FCS team in Cincinnati. So, like, it's
Yeah,
hard to analyze
and
them.
two of the
But,
last
like,
two were
yeah, have been pretty big blowouts. So, like, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing against the lesser opponents, which is what Michigan did against Central, and maybe, like, New Mexico, because New Mexico went out and beat UCLA. So, whatever. But, um, yeah, not that that means a whole lot. But, I think Nebraska will be able to dink and dunk their way down the field. What Nebraska is they have a high third down percentage conversion rate, and I think they're used to third and shorts. They're not used to I don't know what their average down and distance is yet this year, but my assumption is based on who they've played is that their third downs are like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, under 3rd and 5, so they're very manageable to be picked up with either a run or a quick pass or something like that. Rayola hasn't really ran the ball a whole lot. He will pull it on occasion, so they have to be ready for that too. But I think like Michigan's defense does match up against them if they can physically dominate Nebraska like they did the last time they were there. Not worried about it. I know Matt Rule will have these guys ready to go. Like that's going to be a given. All of pretty much their starting receivers for Nebraska are all productive transfers from where they came from. Had a lot of playing time for they're at, had productive seasons the year before. And so they got a little bit more talent than they've had in the past. So we'll see how that goes. Their defense, I don't think they haven't allowed more than like 70 pass yards in a game yet. They're averaging 66 pass yards against per game. Is that competition? I think Cincinnati threw for like 69 yards against them. So like not a whole lot, and that quarterback's been doing fine since. But at the same time, it's not Michigan, right? It's not Michigan. So it'll be interesting to see how Michigan's receivers and their passing game looks against Nebraska. They're going to be loading it up. If they have that much confidence in their pass defense, they're going to be loading the box up exactly what Oklahoma did. Michigan has to be ready and has to have the confidence and the balls, so to say, to throw the ball down the field. Can't just keep doing these dink and dunk bullet or bubble screens like wide receiver screens because they're going to be loading the box. Do what you did against Central, open it up, maybe throw some double moves in there, get a deep shot going downfield, like just get Bryce in a rhythm and everything, see how it goes. I think Michigan should be able to run the ball fine, depending on how they load the box up and everything. But
Yep.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close, closer than I guess it's a 2.5 spread. So I think that's a fair spread.
Yeah, almost like a pick 'em. But yeah, I mean, would you rather have them not try any shots deep or try throwing it deep, but he absolutely sucks at it?
What do you mean by sucks at it? Like,
Like
is he
he's
throwing
like he's
picks or are they
threw
just
like a
bad
pick and
throws?
he's like overthrowing guys, bad throws. Like
If you're overthrowing guys and it's just bad throws and there's no turnovers,
I did say,
I'm
one
okay
one
with throw.
interception,
One interception's overcomeable, but if it's like 3 or 4, no.
like DJ Lagway. Well, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no lagways. Like
yeah,
one pick, like yeah, it could be a big momentum changer depending on where it
yeah,
is and what the result of it is. But one interception's not like is
yeah.
not overcomable. But
Also,
it
you,
also one interception could be the difference in a
yeah.
game.
I meant
So
more like long term because if you just keep dinking and dunking, you're just never gonna know if he has it, like if he can do the long deep balls.
yeah,
But
I
like if
mean
you,
yeah,
but
that and like
like
you got to be able to
obviously,
get
yeah.
on pace with your
Yeah, and I mean,
team.
yeah, he's a freshman. Also, I kind of forgot that Rilo was still only a sophomore. For some reason, I thought he was a junior. So
Yeah, he's a true sophomore.
my comment about Underwood being like better. I still think he's the better quarterback, but thinking Rilo was at least in his third year made it feel like
Yeah.
more of a hot take. But I don't think it's that hot now that he's only his second year. But yeah, I mean,
I'm honestly a little surprised Michigan's covered or is favored because like I think like Nebraska's like I don't maybe I'm overthinking like how good Nebraska is, but
I think that's what people do, man.
I know, but I don't think they're like a schlump or anything like that. Like I think they have a decent team. Like beginning of the year I thought they beat Oklahoma, lose to Nebraska. I didn't think they'd win both. So I hope
Just
I'm
winning
still
one
right
is
where they
good.
win one
Yeah,
of them. Yeah, where they win one of them.
I
But
mean,
yeah, I'm not worried about Michigan not being up or
if
not being game
yeah,
planned appropriately because I think
if
they did a lot of that stuff before
if they win this
and
game, I mean,
everything.
they're in the
So,
driver's seat to make the playoff. But before we
mhm.
move to basically Sunday's game, I said I think Michigan's going to win. Ben, what do you think? I guess you don't have to give if they're going to win. Do you think it's going to be a close game, high
Yeah,
scoring?
definitely think it's going to be close and low scoring. I think those two go hand in hand. If it's
Interesting.
not close, it's going to be high scoring. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're saying if someone wins by like 10 or 14 or something, you think it's going to be like high scoring. But if it's
Correct.
like, a touchdown 3-point game or something, it'll be low scoring.
It'll be low.
Yep.
I feel like Michigan always finds a way to win these games where their coach is suspended. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's a chip on their shoulder or what it is, but I think they usually come out and I mean, Granted, it was
Well,
against
last year, I don't know if last year would have been. If we had a coach suspended last season, there's no way they would have won.
You don't know that. I mean, they
I
beat
don't-
Ohio State.
I know, but that was
Anyways.
um,
So you're going Michigan?
I was gonna go Michigan.
All right.
It was against CMU, but the way that Biff kind of
I don't think it has
ran,
anything to do with the coaching, to be honest.
maybe it's not.
Biff's a motivator. Biff's a motivator.
But he's been on the
Relates to
staff
the
the whole
players a
time.
lot. He's been on the staff. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't think that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it could come into play
Maybe.
depending on like if you
Maybe
have to
he's
do a try and challenge or
Yeah.
call timeouts and stuff like that, clock management. But I don't know.
What do you think?
I just don't know which Michigan team's going to show up.
Well, we're in the podcast game. You gotta give something. You gotta make a pick.
I know. I will. I'm just saying, like, which Michigan team's going to show up? I'm
Don't
gonna
doubt your
go.
boys.
I'm gonna go. It's definitely gonna be a 2-score game. I think it'll be a 2-score game. I don't think it'll be a
Oh.
1-score.
So 9 or higher.
And I think Michigan does pull it out.
All right,
Wow.
all three. Print the graphic. They jinxed
They-
Michigan.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to the game that's basically Sunday, 11 p.m. Saturday. Michigan State at USC. Michigan State's an 18.5-point underdog. Before we talk about the game, I wanted to mention the 11 o'clock. I think fans have the right. Think fans have the right to be upset because number one, the East Coast watches football, the West Coast doesn't. This game isn't going to be watched because of that, and Michigan State fans can be mad. If you're anything to do with the program at Michigan State, you cannot be upset because if you were better, we would not have an 11 p.m. start. So that goes back to the beginning of me kind of going at my teams a little bit. Michigan would not have an 11 p.m. kickoff. Like, they're just not. If Michigan State was a better team the last couple of years, we would not have an 11 p.m. start. But, all right, the game.
Pac-12 that night.
Yep. Ben, you can
Or like
start.
in the morning. I mean, this is a good USC team, ranked 25th in the country.
Number one in yards per game.
Yeah,
On offense.
their quarterback lights it up. He's got like 700 yards on the season, 3 games in.
It's 1,000.
Something like that.
989.
Is he at 1,000? Yeah, that's absolutely wild. I think this is a game that has the potential to be a shootout, like the classic Pac-12 games, or no, Big 12. The Big 12 games that
Big 12 were shootouts. Pac-12 after dark.
Yeah. Like a Big 12, like one of the classic Big 12 games that just, end up being like 56 to 52 or something like that. I don't know how you get there, but somehow they would get there. I think that Jordan Mailata, is that how you say his name?
No idea. Sounds right.
Something like that.
Jaden. It's Jaden, though.
Jaden. I think he could go for 450 easy on this Michigan State secondary. I do. I think he can throw for. I mean, they have good wide receivers. Our defense didn't play very well against a Boston College quarterback who
they schemed a lot of things
probably
really well. We had a bad, yeah.
Okay, but they also have I'm drawing a blank on his name. Their head coach.
Bill O'Brien.
I can only think of Lane Kiffin.
Bill O'Brien.
No, USC.
Oh, what's his name? Yeah, I forget. Lincoln
I can only
Riley.
think of Lincoln Riley. Yes, I had the L from Lane, but I mean he's an offensive mastermind, so I think he can scheme up offensively, how to get yards. Is he good for defense? Probably not. But I mean, I think in order for Michigan State to have a sniffing chance in this game, Aiden Childs has to be perfect. He has to make the right decisions, make the right reads, know when to tuck it, know when to throw it away, hang on to the ball. And that's only for a sniff of a chance to win.
Well,
I mean,
okay, counterpoint. How good do you guys think Purdue is?
I don't think they're very good. I know
Do you
that they
think
put
they're
up 17 against them.
That's not what I'm talking about. Do you think they're like a bottom third of the Big Ten?
Yes.
Okay.
Bottom third of the
And to be honest, Michigan State might be there too. But yes, USC just played them. They won 33-17. Not like okay, 14 point or something like that. 33-17. So they won by 16. You're like, okay, that's a good win, right? If you look at the like the stats and everything on it, USC had to kick 4 field goals and they had a pick 6. So without that pick 6, that's a 1-score game. I mean, they hung in there. Before I saw this, I thought we didn't have a chance. I thought there's no way. The quarterback only. I mean, I'm going to say only, but he only passed for 280 yards compared to the average of 350 for the other games against so, Purdue was able to slow them down a little bit. I mean, they still had 460 yards, so they still moved the ball and everything. But if Michigan State can play the bend don't break defense, which we have in the past, and Childs, like, they're not great on defense. They give up.
I think their D tackles aren't, but I don't think their D line is that bad.
No, but so they give up 230 yards a game passing, but that again, remember they played absolutely nobodies, or I guess Purdue, but 2 nobodies. So like
230 is kind of a lot for nobodies.
Yeah, so like you can do something there. I do think, yeah, I mean Purdue had 300 yards. I mean you think not Nick Marsh, but Aiden Childs would be able to like put up Purdue numbers. So I just think Michigan State has more of a chance in this than I thought. And it's going to come down to, I have my keys to the game like I always do, and it's getting off the field on third down. So that's more, red zone. Like if you can get off the field, make them kick field goals, you're in the game. But that also, I mean, obviously turnovers, that kind of goes without saying. My other key is you have to be aggressive on fourth down. You're 18.5-point underdogs. If it's 4th and 1, I don't care if it's on the 10. You got to go for you got to make some. You got to put your nuts on the table a little bit and try to win the game with your players, with your offense out there, not like playing for a stop and stuff. Because we did that once with Boston College. We almost lost because we gave up a touchdown. Luckily, they had to settle for a field goal. But my third key is penalties. USC is 125th in penalties. They average 80 yards a game. Michigan State's 20th ranked, and we only average 35. If we cannot commit penalties, especially false starts and holds, because like we're probably going to get called for a couple pass interference that are probably going to be questionable, and that's whatever. But you cannot put your offense behind the sticks because that's when things go bad. That turns a scoring drive into a punt. So that's the big thing. We have to make sure the holdings and pre-snap false starts and illegal formations, all that stuff is cleaned up, and we don't do that. And I don't know. The more I'm reading into it, the more I believe that I actually think that we can win. Kind of going off your point, Ben, you think it's going to be a shootout. I think if we get in a shootout, I don't think we win. I don't think our offense has the capability to like keep up with them.
The consistency.
Yeah, because like the way our defense has been playing, like
especially with Nick Marsh and your running back, going down last and kind of being banged up a little bit, not being at 100%.
Yep,
that hurts in a game like this.
I haven't seen an update about them, but I think I'm hoping Nick Marsh will play.
Nick Marsh traveled. I saw that.
Yep, and then
Frazier. I don't know about Makai Frazier.
Frazier, I think he'll be out. But yeah, it's a little bit of a blow, but luckily we kind of have some guys back there that can at least
Yeah,
step in. But I think in order to win, I'm not saying it can't be like a semi shootout. Like if it's a 28-31 game, we can win. But if it's going into the 30s and 40s, you're not winning the game.
Like the Boston College game. If it's
I mean, it was
reminiscent of
overtime,
that.
but yeah.
That's also true.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my things. We have to get off the field on third down. That's my main thing. Defensive line's got to show up. They haven't done anything except really stop the run. Our edges just literally can't do anything. Yeah, our linebackers are supposed to be good, and it seems like they're not playing up to the hype. But again, people sometimes put too much stock when you play bad against bad opponents, but that was also a Coach D problem. Like we always played down to our competition. When we played Central and Furman and Western and stuff, a lot of times we didn't kick the doors off of them. Yeah, Youngstown State, we probably should have won by more, but there was things wrong with it, but we also didn't play that bad. So, sometimes you got to go with the grain. Since we started with the last one, or first, Kyle, you have any notes?
I can't pick against USC at this time slot of the game when you got Michigan State traveling over to the West Coast and they're playing at 11 p.m. Eastern. Even if they've been practicing all week to like simulate that time change and that game time, I don't think a week is enough time because I don't know. I just think the second half is going to show you how either conditioned and mentally tough this Michigan State team is, because their bodies, I feel like, are going to be a little tired.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Oh, I agree.
So I think it does factor in a little bit into like your body's just makeup, so to say, internal clock, and like how it works, and it might come time they're gonna be like, hey, yeah, time to shut down. Like, right. And then you have to like overcome that and try and like get that adrenaline and like the dopamine and stuff back up to wake yourself back up, so to say, and like keep that clock turned on. So if this was a 7 o'clock or like a 3:30 game slot, or like,
or even like it was just
even a 7 or 8 o'clock game time, I think State does have a lot better of a fighting chance. But because of that time slot, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick them.
I agree.
It would be the same thing if Michigan had to travel out there at 11 o'clock. Like,
do you agree? Would you agree that playing at 11 o'clock for an East Coast team is much more of a disadvantage than a West Coast team playing at 12, which would be 9 o'clock their time? I agree. I mean, I think
Nevada, like Utah, and freaking Texas Tech are playing at noon.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 their time.
And in Utah.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, I think it's easier.
I think it's
easier to wake up and like it's easier to wake up and like get ready for your game than it is to like, even if you wake up late, like I feel like you said, your body's just like already tired. But I mean, they're playing at 9 a.m. their time. It's not like it's 6 a.m. Like if it's 6 a.m. their time, that's completely different. But it's just whatever. But Ben, Kyle says USC. Kyle, do you have like, do you think it's like big? You think it's?
I don't have. I think it'll be close in the first half. In the second half, I think USC pulls away, wins by like 2 touchdowns.
Ben, what do you got?
Kyle, does it influence your, I guess, take at all if I tell you that Michigan State traveled today on Thursday out there to spend a full day?
He already said a week. He doesn't even think a week matters.
I don't think. It couldn't. I don't know. I don't think so.
Because now that you're on their
you're on their time, but at the same time, you're looking
in a press conference earlier in the week. Jonathan Smith said that the NCAA won't allow you to start a practice after 10 p.m. Well, now you're on West Coast time, so you can start a practice.
Hold up. You can't start a practice after 10 p.m., but you can start a game. Now that's just bullshit. That's just straight bullshit.
10 p.m. Eastern, no 10 p.m. local time.
Oh yeah, you're right. But still, I feel like if you can't practice past 10 p.m. local
time, on that time.
Yeah, Still,
Or on Eastern
okay, that
time.
makes it a little bit better, but I still think it's kind of like if you, yeah, whatever. But
Yep.
so what'd you
But I'm
say,
just
I don't
Ben?
saying, like,
know. I don't
I
think
think
it.
Well,
Yeah.
Michigan State also when we
Okay.
played
Change
Oregon.
it to a 10-point victory by USC, then a 14.
right.
When
I
Michigan
think
State
State
played,
That's still a cover both ways.
when Michigan
Yeah, I
State
think they'll
traveled
cover,
to
but
Oregon in 2014 with Mariota,
that was
they went there on
beautiful.
Thursday and they still didn't win. So
That was a different
damned if you
team.
do,
Yeah,
damned if you
but
don't.
your
I
clocks are
know,
still set at Eastern time.
I know. I'm just saying. All right, give us your prediction, Ben.
Like in the hotel, the clocks
I
are
know.
Eastern
Yeah,
time.
I
yeah.
know.
Wrap it up.
No, I think the
That
the
was a
Michigan State
ringer,
coaching
ringer
staff that
reference.
yeah,
They
no
are
kidding.
West
The Michigan
Coast
State
guys
coach,
too.
yep, they're all West Coast guys. I think they need to bring the fight that they did when they were with Oregon State when they played Oregon and beat them because it's kind of the same. I mean, it's not a rivalry game, could be, but I think you still need to get that type of game out of your players.
Yeah.
Bring the fight. You're underdogs. No one expects you to win. Like this is Michigan State football right here. So got to go out there and win for your fans.
If you're Mark
But
D'Antonio.
So what do
yeah,
we
I
got,
guess.
Ben? Are they going to win?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I think this is a loss.
Couple quick things. Number one, yes, it should be. We should need to have a trophy for this game. Number
Trojan
two,
horse.
the one thing I'm going to say is Jonathan Smith needs to show more fire on the sidelines. Also, back it up real quick to AJ Hinch, Kyle. I'm also on your team about him should have got thrown out. There was some pitiful calls the other day that were strike calls that were full balls away from the strike zone, and he just sits there on
Even
his
today.
ass and doesn't do anything. And it's pissing me off that they're not doing anything. Jonathan Smith, when you have a bad call like that, stupid, I already forget, but against a Boston College, there's like a hold or pass interference. Get into the ref for once. Like Coach D wasn't like super like, talking to the ref and everything. But when there was something going on, he let him know. It's like, you got to show that. And I want Jonathan Smith to start right now doing that. Start with this game.
Pause. Timeout.
All right.
Should Jonathan Smith watch Tom Izzo tape?
No, but we don't need that in football. We need just when one thing goes wrong, you got to talk. Izzo yells and screams. We don't need that. It's football, whatever. But I mean, you know what? I'd rather have him be like that than be like the little statue he is on the sideline. But to wrap it up before we go to the Lions,
Yeah.
Michigan State and USC will be a 7-point game sometime in the fourth quarter. But Michigan State will not win. USC will win. I do think it'll be close until then. Ben, time is already up. You can't say anything. We're going to the Lions. I'm just
In other
kidding.
words,
I'm just kidding.
bet Nebraska, bet Michigan State.
Yeah. What Ben?
I was going to say it's
What do you
almost
want?
like last year's game when Michigan State traveled out to Oregon for their Friday night game.
Yeah.
Everyone they almost got their door, or they were supposed to get their doors blown off.
We hung with them a little bit.
They almost won. Yeah.
I wouldn't
think it
say
was
almost won.
Maybe
I think we ended up.
two-score game.
Yeah,
It was
I
like a
don't-
28-point spread.
Yeah. Well, we'll
something
see.
like that.
But we'll transition now to the Detroit Lions. So a couple things I wanted to get off at the beginning. Normally we kind of do it when we go through everything, but I believe right now we are a 5.5 point underdog. No, 4.5 point underdog. 53.5 is the over under. Monday Night Football, 8:15. Couple injury notes before we talk about everything. Decker and Campbell have not practiced this week. They did not practice last week. Campbell, I think, or maybe Campbell practiced some of the week last week, but a lot of people are speculating it's just a rest thing. So hopefully they both play.
Ankle.
Davenport,
shoulder.
yep, Davenport is still getting opinions. Doesn't sound like he's going to play. They keep saying like, oh, maybe, but a heading on an article said Hutch doesn't sound confident that he'll play. I didn't read the article. No idea what he said. That's just the clickbait thing I got. Vaki and Nowasko, whatever the hell his name is, they're both full practice now. Still on the injury report, but they're full practice. and Terrion Arnold is off the practice report, so he's all good. For the Ravens, they are starting cornerback Nate Wiggins, and then Kyle Vanoy, starting linebacker. Both have not practiced this week, along with their
Vanoy will
fullback
be out.
Patrick Ricard. Sounds like Wiggins is hopeful to practice today, Friday. So everything points to him playing. And then Will Likely, it sounds like he was a limited participant in practice with a foot injury.
Isaiah Likely.
Oh yeah, why do I have Will? Is Will Likely
I don't know.
I don't know, but
No,
maybe I read
Isaiah
it as
Likely.
Will Likely play.
Will Likely.
I thought that was his
Yeah.
name. Anyways, yeah, Isaiah Likely. So it sounds like he's gonna play, but it's not, I guess, a guaranteed. But yeah,
Likely
so
80.
yeah,
How many
yeah.
years?
So let's start with.
I'm also seeing Kirby Joseph as questionable.
Oh yeah, he has knee thing. I don't know about. Sounds like I think he'll play, but yeah, his knee's been bothering him since
I'm just on
training
the
camp.
ESPN injuries.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I looked at their actual report, but I think you're right. I think he was questionable. So I'm going to start with when Ravens have the ball, Ravens offense, Detroit defense. I think the big key here is I think you got to make them throw. If they just run the ball down our throat with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, the game's going to be over before it started. And Lamar can throw. Like it's going to be a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But I think that's what you got to do. I think maybe you can get an interception. Maybe you can, make a couple plays happen. But I think if we don't, I think we have to stack the box, make them throw. Because I think if we don't stack the box, the way our running defense has looked so far this year, hasn't been great, but hasn't been terrible. But I would say it's not where we want it to be. And I just think Derrick Henry will just go haywire and just ram it down our throats the whole time. And then when they do pass, everybody will be covered. No one will be spying Lamar, and he's just going to go run for 30 yards. So that's my big thing is you have to make Lamar throw, put a spy on him, stack the box, just make him throw.
You're also more likely to create a turnover if you make them throw than if they hand it off to
Sure.
Derrick Henry. So
I
almost like Derrick Henry's longest rush.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Because in both of the Lions' first two games, who was it? Aaron Jones and DeAndre Swift both had a breakout run. Did they have a lot of yards in the game? No, not really. But they both had a long run.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know. The last 2 years we kind of invested in our safeties instead of our corner or our defensive backs instead of our linemen and our linebackers. And I think this is where you have to just be like, you know what, you guys have to step up this game. Terrion Arnold, everybody's been saying you're supposed to be good this year. Prove it. We signed Yasin, and
he's actually been the worst corner.
Yeah, we signed Yasin or whatever, and Reed. It's like, go prove why we signed you. We just paid Kirby Joseph. Do something. Brian Branch, you want that extension. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is the time where our corners have to step up. And they have to. It's got to be 5-on-5, man-on-man football for the defensive backs, and everybody else got to stack the box.
Fair.
That's what I'm saying. I know Kirby has done things. I'm just saying, like, as a collective group, they need to prove. Like, all of them have something to prove. Like, Kirby did. I know he has the interception, but he did just get paid. Like, we need him to continue playing up to that level. Brian Branch wants to get paid. Play like you deserve it. We brought in DJ Reed. I know. I'm just saying, like, continue to play that way, though. Show us.
Safeties are playing fine. Our corners are getting kind of cooked. But I would say you're going to have to pick your poison with the Ravens. It's like, what are you going to make Lamar do? Are you going to try and make him beat you with your legs? Or are you going to try and make him beat you with
his arm?
With his arm. And so, which is more dangerous? I don't know. They're not bad.
I think
He's
it's
really good at both. His legs is more dangerous or
I
less?
think so. I think he's not going to. It's a lot more uncontested yards. Like if he's running, he's probably getting at least 8 yards, and he's going out of bounds. He's not fumbling
If
it.
it's a not,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially if it's not like a design run.
Yep.
So at least you can take away both of those and then just make them beat you with your arm. So I'm not mad. I don't disagree with that. Like that's probably the lesser of the three evils when it comes to Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, or like his arm. But at the same time, I don't know if our corners are up for it to be able to
Play the man on man, not get beat deep,
play that man on man, not
not
get beat
get
deep.
penalties.
But at the same time, their defense giving up a lot of points. They're giving up a lot of yards. Granted, they did play Josh Allen, but they also gave up some. They had a better game against the Browns, but it's the Browns. And I think the over is the play here for sure. I think our offense will be able to move the ball and everything for it. So that's. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. So since the transition to the offense, so the big thing I think for that is the communication on the offensive line. That's gonna determine how we do on offense. If it's like the Packers again, because it's a Monday night game, it's gonna be. I mean, the Ravens have good fans. It's gonna be a loud game. So can our offensive line not have those miscues that they did against the Packers? And if they don't, I mean, again, like everybody freaked out about the Packers game, but a lot of like TJ Lang and other analysts, like they actually weren't as freaked out about the Lions as as the fans seem to be, because they're just like, they actually played well. It's just those miscues just hurt them a lot. So if you can take those out, you're actually pretty good. So I think that's going to be the difference, is like if they can keep that, again, going back to the Michigan State thing with penalties, as long as we can stay ahead of the chains, we're going to be able to move the ball. I mean, we have everybody there to make do. We have Amon-Ra, we have Laporta, we have Gibbs, we have Montgomery, we have J-Mo. It'd be nice to use Tesla more than once a game. So I think that's gonna be the big thing. The offensive line has got to communicate. I would like a running team or a run game to be a little bit, better, more efficient and everything, because we haven't looked great doing that. Even against the Bears, we looked better, but it still wasn't like there as like last year. Like they did break some yards, but it seemed like we got hit in the backfield more than we would have like last year. And I don't want to have a 40-yard run than 2 negative ones. I mean, I guess I would probably take that, but I'm saying like
the Lions did a lot better job against the Bears with
but it was
a little bit more counters. They had more counter and some power runs and outside zone runs against the Bears, and it worked a lot better.
Running between the tackles though has been an issue.
A little more of an issue, yeah.
Ben, what do you got offensive side? Anything?
Offensively, no, but I do have one more thing for the defense.
Okay.
So I think Brad Holmes is doing some real chess moves, because we signed Malik Washington off of
I don't think. I mean, to try and simulate Lamar Jackson, you can't simulate him. He's so much far and better.
I mean, yes,
with his decision making and
his junior year of college, where he was a quarterback at Louisville, he threw for almost 3,000 yards and ran for over 1,000. It's like that's what Lamar is. But I'm just saying,
good.
like,
no, I know.
Yeah, but you're also getting intel on play calling and coaching and all that.
I don't think so.
I mean,
that's all way overrated and they're overplayed by fans and the media.
You're getting something.
I don't know.
Maybe tendencies.
I think
but at the same time you can see that on film.
I think the only thing that he actually brings is the fact that when he runs on like a scramble during practice, it's harder to, like, he's fast, so it's harder to catch him. Outside of that,
might be able to do pursuit.
I mean, Ben, when they were do the scout team stuff, they give them a play, like,
I mean, yeah,
they give them like, this is what you're doing, this is who you throw to. So it's like, are you really doing that much as the as a scout team quarterback.
Maybe they're not telling him
But
exactly who to throw to.
then again,
Then it comes down to, is that guy
everybody
going to make the same decisions that Lamar's going to
everybody
make? And if he
credited.
does, then he should be playing there in the NFL too and be
Yeah.
just as good as Lamar.
No, but you still see the look on tape where it's like, okay, all of our guys were covered, sweet, but we have to make sure to keep that contained, and he would have gotten through there. I don't know. It's just,
In Ben's defense, I
he
do
probably could've done that
remember.
without anything.
I do remember. I think Damian Terry got like huge praise from Coach D for simulating a quarterback. It was either like Michigan's or Ohio State's or something, but I do remember that being a thing. But I still don't buy into it. I don't think it's. I mean,
At the NFL level, I don't. Yeah,
I don't even think in
know.
college,
Like,
but I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know how much of it actually makes a difference, but hopefully it did. I hope.
depends
I
on
don't know.
it depends on the type of drills and stuff that they're using
Yeah.
them for. It could
But-
be difference, but
I mean, yeah.
if anything, I feel like they should have brought in Bo Scarborough or something to imitate
Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else before
I
we
do.
get to our one key to the game?
No, I'm good.
Nope.
All right. Kyle, give us one key for the Lions to pull off the win. I could kind of take a couple, but
Red zone scoring, offense and defense.
both. Yeah, I was gonna say both ways. Yeah, we gotta convert We gotta convert touchdowns and hold them to field goals. I like that.
Yep, because they'll move, bend don't break, but you also have to put the ball in the end zone when you get down there.
Yep. Ben, what do you got?
Got to contain Lamar. I mean, he's gonna get yards. He's gonna get free, but you just have to limit his big plays.
I agree. We got to go back to
With
one
his
of
life.
mine is make him throw the ball. I had to obviously make it throw. I had communication on the front of the line, but I'm gonna go chalk with my last one, and that's just turnovers. I think in order for the Lions to win, they have to win the turnover battle. I don't mean tie. I think they have to win the turnover battle to win this game. The Ravens just
Steal possessions.
yeah, they just and I'll count fourth down stops as that too. Especially if we stop them more on fourth
turnover on
than
downs.
Yeah, but just in general, the Ravens, the way they play is just not our style. So I think it's even last year had we played them, I think it was just a hard matchup, and it's always going to be a hard matchup with Lamar. And I think to help win, you got to win the turnover battle. So do we think they're going to win?
I think they do.
You think they do? I was going to go
do.
first, but you think they do. Ben, you got an answer
That's
quick?
That's all I have. I think they do.
I think they get it. They get outscored.
They don't lose. They get outscored. I like that.
I was gonna.
You know what, Ben? I agree.
Something.
I think the Lions will get
I didn't wanna say
outscored. So that's my win,
Yeah,
loss, nope,
I think
outscored.
they
I
kick the shit
think
out of them.
I like Kyle's confident. You know what? Fuck it. I didn't even drop the F-bomb for that. The Lions are winning this game. They're changing everybody's narrative about them. I think people still aren't convinced. They're like, oh, they beat the Bears. They're not convinced that the Lions are Lions. And if they do think the Lions are Lions, this is going to really solidify it. It's going to go back. We're going to be back to Super Bowl contenders. We're going to be back for the division. The Lions are going to win this game. And onward and upward.
Speaking of the division, I don't know if I've said this. It's between the Lions and the Packers. Vikings are not good.
No.
I mean,
it was always the Lions and the Packers.
Yeah, but after the first game against the Bears, you're like, oh no, this.
No.
It all depended on JJ. It all depended on JJ, and he didn't look good.
Yeah,
out of the seven of the 8 quarterbacks, he hasn't looked good.
Looked like a rookie quarterback. So
that one quarter though, he looked like Tom Brady. So it's like if you can get that one quarter, then I think the Vikings are good. But yeah, it's tough. But yeah, I think it's going to be it was always the Lions and Packers.
Do you think he's actually hurt, JJ?
Yeah. I think he could be hurt, and they could be like, yeah, we're going to sit you for this week. We're going to let that rest up, even though he might have been able to play. But I think it's way too soon to just bench him. I don't think he's that bad.
I would agree.
especially with, I don't know. But all right, moving on to our picks. Let me get this all set up quick. But what am I doing? There we go. I gotta share with you guys. All right, there we go. So we got picks. I'm gonna go over the records real quick. Last week in college football pick'em, Kyle went 2-1. Ryan went 0-3. Bad week. Ben went 1-2. You can see so Kyle's 6-7. Ryan's 4-9, and Ben's 7-6. So if Ryan was better, we have decent. But as far as our college football picks, our gambling picks, Kyle went 1-1 last week. He's now 3-5. Ryan went 0-2, lost by I think the hook with Ole Miss, brutal. Clemson's butt. I thought that they were. I gave him one more shot. Everybody counted him out. The haters were right. They should have counted him out. So I'm 2-6, and then Ben is 4-4 after going 1-1. So Ben's 500. NFL pick'em. Kyle went 1-2 to bring his record to 4-2. Ryan went 3-0 to bring his record to 6-0, and then Ben also went 3-0 to bring his record to 5-1. For the gambling picks, Kyle went 1-1. He's now 2-2. Ryan and Ben both went 0-2. Ryan's at 1-3, and Ben's at 2-2. So we'll start off with the Week 4 pick'em for college football. We got Texas Tech versus Utah, Illinois versus Indiana, and Arizona State versus Baylor. Like I said that. But we're going to start off with Texas Tech and Utah. Doesn't look like Kyle is quite ready. So, Ben, we'll start with you. Texas Tech is a 3.5 point underdog at Utah. Who do you got for this game?
I'm on the Utes.
Kyle, you ready?
Utah.
Yeah, I'm riding with Utah.
I figured you were going to be Utah. I was going to.
I know. I have to. I think Texas Tech is a really good offense and a really good team. I think it's going to be a shootout. But I have to go with Utah based on what I said earlier this year after Week 1.
Yeah,
although that was part of the overreaction, but
yeah, I'm going with Utah as well. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's the third game that we've picked where we all picked the same team on this podcast. Michigan over Nebraska, USC over Michigan State, and now Utah over Texas Tech. Illinois versus Indiana. Let's see.
Indiana.
Illinois is a
they took care of business last week.
Illinois is a 6-point underdog.
I know, that kind of wiles me.
I think it's wild, to be honest.
Am I going first?
I'll go first. I think Illinois is going to get it. If you're gambling, man, I know it's a 6-point spread, but I feel like every time I take the underdog, it loses, and it's like, okay, that was stupid. Tennessee, Georgia was one of them, even though Tennessee should have won, but should take Indiana now. But I'm going Illinois. I just think they're better.
Wait, Illinois is 6-point favorites?
No, they're underdogs. Illinois is a 6-point underdog.
Oh, all right, okay.
So what do you, Ben? Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm on Illinois too. I think Illinois wins.
Wow.
I feel like not. I don't think it'll be too hard, to be honest. I think they win fairly handedly. I think 6 points the other way is egregious.
Kyle, what do you got?
Spread. We're doing straight up. Indiana.
Yeah, I understand that.
Indiana wins this one. I think. Yeah, they'll be ready.
Okay.
They're solid.
The last game, we got Arizona State at Baylor, 7:30. Arizona State is a 2.5 point underdog, so Baylor is favored by 2.5. Kyle, what do you got on this one?
Baylor's good. Arizona State did not impress me a lot against Mississippi State, but they did fight back and got made that game a game.
That don't impress me much.
I'm gonna go with the done. Yeah, forks up.
Ben?
I placed a wager on Baylor's quarterback to win the Heisman, so I got to ride with.
You make the wildest
Stick 'em Bears.
You just like throwing money away, don't you?
Do you want to hear his stats?
No, I don't.
Sometimes it's not all about stats, though. If it was about stats,
I know,
Ashton
but
Genty would have won last year.
John Mateer's winning the Heisman.
Anyways, I placed a bet. I did not actually.
I said wager.
I think I'm just gonna go Arizona State. Going the underdog again. What do I got to lose? I'm 4-9 or something. I think people are discounting them out after the pitiful the first half against Mississippi State. So it's gonna screw me again. This is why I picked Clemson. I thought people counted them out too early. The people were right, and they're probably gonna be right about Arizona State. But I'm gonna pick them anyway. So I got Arizona State to win that game. All right, for gambling picks, Kyle, start us off. Or do you got one?
Yeah, OU -7 against Auburn.
OU -7 against Auburn.
They're at home.
Is it still?
That matters, I think. It's a 30 game. It's -7 on DK. Yeah, -7 for -110. I'm assuming that hasn't moved.
Nope. Yep.
I just looked at it right when we started this.
Okay. Well, I'm going against you. I got Auburn +7.
Oh, I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
Damn.
Yeah.
Good luck, players.
Yeah, I think a touchdown might be too much. I don't know. Auburn's a team that
I think Mateer's the real deal, though. I think Mateer's the real deal. I know Jackson Arnold's on Auburn now, was at Oklahoma, but I don't know. I like Mateer and how he looked against Michigan. And
I feel like
this year.
Auburn had a good win in the first week.
They beat Baylor.
Oh, they beat Baylor. No, they didn't. They beat them by 14.
It was a close game, I guess, until the end.
Yeah, I do remember that being talked about. So, I mean, yeah, but they have a good win, so it's not like Auburn's like terrible. So I just think it's more of I just think it might be too much for an SEC game with two like good teams. So that's my reasoning. Ben, what do you got?
So my original pick was going to be, let me see if I can find it. It was going to be Florida Miami game. Florida was 7.5 point favorites. By the time we started to record, they jumped up to 9.5. So I thought that was too much. So I'm completely abandoning ship there. I'm going UNLV -2.5 at Miami of Ohio.
Not bad. Alex Orgy.
Right. Not only am I going against you, Kyle, with the Auburn pick, I'm also
taking Auburn money line?
Taking Michigan -2.5.
Wow. Well, I hope you're 1-2 and the win is Michigan.
You mean 1-1, but yeah. I said I think Michigan wins. It's like the opposite of Arizona State and Clemson. I don't think everybody talks about Nebraska being good, and they got to prove it to me. Michigan's proved it, so that's who I'm going with. Let me make sure it's still the same. Yep, 2.5. All right, Ben, what's your last pick?
I'm going Tulane +13.5 at Ole Miss. Ole Miss hasn't been able to really put teams away, and this is a good Tulane team. Yeah. I almost like Tulane to win.
Do you know if Ferris State's quarterback is quarterbacking again this week for Ole Miss? That was pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
I think so.
Well, the other quarterback also played, but he was the main. The backup was the main one. But I would assume
Yeah.
I would assume so because that guy did not look like he could walk. So, especially against
Yeah.
Tulane, you're hoping you can win with your backup and hopefully rest your other dude. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Honestly, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I bet on Ole Miss, and see that's the problem is on this show I had them what? I had 6.5.
You've
Everything
had them
I
covering, yeah.
everything I bet though is they won by 6, and I bet them
Yeah.
5.5 and 3.5. So like I won my bets, but I lost this. Anyway, so Kyle, what's your pick though? Last one.
I got one of our games that we actually had going. I mentioned it earlier. I think it's a shootout over Texas Tech and Utah, and that line is 56.5.
Utah, Texas Tech
TT
over.
over, yep, 56.5.
Is that in Utah?
Yeah.
All right, good luck, players. Moving on to the NFL slate. We got the Texans versus Jags, Chargers, Broncos, and the Cowboys and Bears. Ben, I'll let you start off with this one. We got Texans, Jaguars, 1 o'clock. Spread, Jacksonville's favored by 1.5. What do you got for this one? Texans 0-2.
Yeah, I don't think the Texans are very good. I'm going Jags. I
Kyle?
think that slump still continues for the Texans.
I'm going to go, if Brian Thomas catches the ball, Jags.
So you're going Jags?
Yeah.
I'm
But there's a
also
chance they
going
don't win
Jags.
because
I don't
he
like.
can't fucking catch it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think
No.
Houston's better than 0-2, and I'm sorry to think that they're gonna win. But I wrote down Jags, and I'm not gonna change it. So, the next game 4:05. We got Denver at the Chargers. So this is wrong. Denver or the Chargers are a 2.5 point favorite at home. I'll start. I'm going Chargers. Kyle, what do you got?
I picked the Broncos to win this fucking division, but I don't think they win this game, which means they start out 1-2. That's gonna be tough to win
Yeah, that was a
the
brutal loss
division.
last week. I got another freaking. I got screwed on that too. Look at that. Broncos minus 1.5. Would have won.
Yeah.
Ben, what do you got?
I've got the Chargers.
Oh,
So we're
there's
not
no
starting
way
off
we
with
picked the
hot.
same one for this one. The next one. So we're all on the Jags. We're all on the Chargers. Although if you look at our records, look at our
Are we
records.
all?
Look at the records. We're pretty good. Pretty good in the NFL pick'em so far. They've all
Are we all on
been.
the Cowboys? 'Cause that's who I'm picking.
Kyle is on the Cowboys. Ben, what do you got?
The first home game for the Bears. No, second. Never mind. They've already
Second,
played
yeah.
at home. My bad. Yeah. Either way.
Cowboys, good
I think
offense.
I think the Cowboys offense is way too good for this
No way.
this
You
Bears
picking Garrett?
defense.
You're picking them?
I'm taking the boys,
Wow.
America's team.
And just like that, we do not sweep the board. I'm going bear down. I'm going the Chicago Bears. The thing that concerns me is it looks like they quit already on Ben Johnson. But if they didn't quit on Ben Johnson yet, I really don't think the Bears are that bad. I mean, the game against the Lions, it could have been easily a one-score game going into halftime. Or if they came out firing right after halftime, it could have been a one-score game again. The Lions just pulled away kind of, in that middle third, fourth quarter. So, I don't know. I feel like people are down on the Bears, and I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't remember what game it was. Might have been week ones. Could maybe I tuned in last week, but Peyton Manning said something about somebody said something about making halftime adjustments,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Peyton
yeah,
Manning
yeah.
was halftime adjustments. We don't do that. Like every halftime I was in, I had orange slices and just kicked up and caught my breath. Like we don't make there's no halftime adjustments. It's one of the biggest myths in football. Maybe it's that the players are involved in it, but I'm sure the coaches do what
Yeah.
they do need to do. But the players aren't involved in it.
For the gambling picks,
I love watching that, by the way.
the Manning
Manning
cast.
cast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like Peyton and Eli together. Or
Well,
Peyton,
it's just
at least.
sometimes
I
it's
think they're
fun just
funny.
not listening to the announcers, but having people actually talking about the game,
Yeah.
not catering to like the people that don't know what's going on. And I don't know. I agree.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll start NFL gambling picks. I'm going with Mac Jones and the San Francisco 49ers. Now it's a bad number. It's -3 plus 100. But I mean I like them at 2.5, but whatever. So going 49ers -3. Ben, what do you got?
Who do they play
Actually,
again?
no. They play they're home against the Cardinals. Kyle, what do you got?
I have the Chiefs -6 Monday night. Or sorry, Sunday night against the Giants. Chiefs
I like that.
-6.
Oh, yep. Chiefs -6. Ben, what do you got?
Ryan, we're in a duel. I've got Cardinals +3.
Ooh, that's 2 of them this week.
I like my pick. Mac Jones is the answer. Kyle, your second pick.
The Raiders +3.5 against the Commanders.
Ben, what do you got?
They're
I'm doing a little double dip action. I'm doing Jags -1.5 against the Texans.
All right. And my
They're
last
hopeful win.
pick. I'm going the biggest spread out of these games that we have here. I'm going the New Orleans Saints +7.5.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was wild that there was 7.5 against Seahawks, but I'm like,
Yep.
because the Saints haven't been looking like horrible,
No, they put up
but they have
fights,
been
man.
looking bad at the same time. But at the same time, both those games were at home. They haven't been on the road yet, so that's why I stayed away from it.
Yeah.
Because that one caught my eye too. But
True. I guess Seahawks
yeah,
it can be hard to play in, but those are our picks. I'm not
not to
really
shit
gonna,
on your picks at all, but
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a. Do you really? Let me know if you actually want me to run through the picks going forward. I'm not going to do it this time, but I feel like it's just me reading off teams and can't really follow, so I'm not going to do it. Instead,
check out our Twitter for what we pick.
that
We'll have
true.
graphics on the day of, on Saturday and Sunday.
I am going to ask you guys a question.
I got time for one question.
What do you think the
Song,
spread
one
is
song
for the
only.
Lions versus the Browns next week as of right now? I believe the Lions
Lions are on the road.
I think they're home. Yeah, the Lions
Wait,
Sunday,
hold
September
on.
28th.
Let me see. I'm not going to look ahead, but I just want to see what the line is this week for the
I'll tell you. I have
Browns.
everything up. The
Cleveland.
Browns are
I
8.5
would
point
say
underdogs against the
dogs this
Packers.
week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Home.
I think next week, Browns plus 9.5.
Ben?
6.5.
No, it's 10.5. Double digits.
Damn.
But yeah, so hopefully at least
So
bare minimum we can win that game.
where do the Browns play the Packers this week?
At home.
At home.
In
Huge
Cleveland?
that
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is out because that should get a win. The
Well,
Chiefs,
Browning doesn't look horrible.
no,
but
when you
I'd
have a
rather play
whole
Browning
week to
than
game plan, it's a
Burrow.
little.
yeah, I
I feel like
know.
a little harder,
That's
but
true.
it's
That's
easier
true.
for the defense, I should say. Chiefs don't look great. We picked them to win. Kyle and I picked them to win this week, but the Lions should go 4-2 in the first 6 games, where you thought 3-3 was an option. I think it's possible we can get to 4, even 5 wins if we win this week. But closing thoughts on
Yeah, it's
everything.
doable.
Ben, any closing thoughts on anything?
Just let's have a weekend, man. Weekend's here. Got 2 days full of football. Go ahead.
I think we plan on maybe going live for I'm not going to commit to it. Check out our
Some of the
Twitter if we
Lions
go
game,
live for the Lions game, but we're probably going to record during it, and so have instant reaction. So, but just a quick note on that. Kyle, final thoughts?
Nope. We're starting to get into conference play. Shit gets real this week for goals and aspirations for college football, and Lions have a chance to show everybody what they're about and silence some of the doubt and the haters that are in this fan base. And it's time.
It's me playing show. Yeah, my final thoughts are: this is an appetizer. Next week's the sports week of awesomeness. I forget what NFL. There's good NFL games, but I forget what they are. I know there's good ones. I don't really want to look it up because Kyle's got to go. But I'm pretty sure, is it Georgia Bama next weekend? But
Could be.
Oregon, Ohio, or Oregon, Penn State, and you got the Ryder Cup. So hell of a sports weekend next week. This is an appetizer. Prepare for it. Let's go 3-0
Yes,
this
Yeah,
week.
Georgia, Bama, Penn State, Oregon, Indiana, Iowa, USC, Illinois.
That's a really good game if Illinois wins.
A&M, Auburn, Ohio State,
game.
Washington, LSU, Ole Miss,
Good game. Look at that.
TCU, Arizona State, Michigan. Well, wait, no, we're back. Hold on. Yeah, TCU, Arizona State. It's like it's not like a big game, but that's like I feel like that'll be a good game. But
we got Phillies.
I might need to go out and buy three TVs just to be able to watch everything that's going to be going on next
Come
weekend.
over. Eagles, Bucks play that weekend. Ravens,
And
Chiefs
it's a bye
also
week
play
for
that
Michigan
weekend.
State.
Yeah, bye week for Michigan too, I think.
Ravens, Chiefs. Yeah, it is. It's
huge.
Yeah, we both have it. So I guess maybe the NFL slate's not as good as I thought, but it's Ravens, Chiefs, and Eagles, Bucks. So
Yeah,
those
but you have
should
the
be
Ryder
two good
Cup
games.
going on.
Yep. But all right.
Yeah.
Well, have a good weekend. Hopefully all three of our teams win. One pride.
Go blue.
Rep Detroit.
Not even a go green. We're just letting them slide. All right. Last week it was no Michigan. This week it was no Michigan State. So whatever.
Yeah, but last week Michigan smoked them.
True.
So
anyways, all right.
Yeah, but it was Central.
Yeah. Screw. We all hate them. With
Fire
that,
down.
like I said, have a good weekend. We'll see you down the line.
Peace.
Cue it up, the music.